Chapter 15. Jiang Ziya leaves Mount Kunlun. Heavenly primogenitor, the Grand Master of Chan Taoism, lived in the Jade Emptiness Palace on Mount Kunlun. As his disciples were destined to experience the vulgar world and break the commandment on killing, he closed his palace and stopped giving lectures on the way. The heads of Chan and Jia Taoism and Confucianism held a meeting, at which it was decided to create 365 gods. They were to be the gods of thunder, fire, plague, constellations, stars, sacred mountains, clouds, and rain, virtue, and evil. The creation was destined for the downfall of the Shang and rise of the Zhou, when immortals would break the command meant on killing. It was not by chance that Jiang Ziya was to enjoy power and wealth as commander and prime minister. One day heavenly primogenitor ascended his 8 treasure and cloud radiance throne. "Go to the peach garden and tell Jiang Ziya to see me at once," he told White Crane Lad. Jiang Ziya hurried into the court and knelt before the Grand Master, saying, "Your disciple Jiang Ziya kowtows. How long have you been on Mount Kunlun? I came when I was 32 years old, and now I'm 72. You were born unlucky. It's difficult for you to become an immortal, and all you can do is enjoy the pleasures of the world. The end of the Shang dynasty is near at hand, and the house of Zhou is rising. Would you descend the mountain and create gods on my behalf? You're to assist the sage ruler and serve as his commander and prime minister. Your 40 years of cultivation here make you ideal for the posts. This isn't the place for you to remain long. You'd better pack up and leave as soon as possible." "Master," Jiang Ziya begged pitifully. "When I left home, I made up my mind to achieve the way. I've been at it for so many years. Though the way is as boundless as the ocean, I hope you might be so compassionate as to guide me to success. I would be glad to continue this effort, and crave for neither riches nor power in the world. I earnestly hope that you'll permit me to remain here and serve you as before. This is your destiny, and you must comply with the will of heaven." As Jiang Ziya was lingering on, unwilling to leave Mount Kunlun, a mortal of the South Pole came up and urged him. "Ziya, this is an opportunity too good to be missed. Besides, it's destined by heaven, so you'll never get out of it. Though you'll be leaving us, you can come back here when you've achieved success." Jiang Ziya had no choice but to leave Mount Kunlun. He packed up his books, loot, sword and clothes, and went to take leave of the Grand Master. He knelt before the throne. "I'm leaving as you've ordered, but can you tell me what the outcome will be?" he asked in tears. "My prophecy is as follows. Live in poverty for 20 years. Just be patient with your lot. When fishing at the Panxi stream, a sage will seek you from his realm. A fatherly prime minister to the king. You'll be commander at 93. Nobles will meet to found the new dynasty. At 98 you hold the creation." The Grand Master recited and then added, "Though you're leaving now, you'll return one day." Jiang Ziya bade him farewell and left the Jade Emptiness Palace carrying his luggage. The immortal of the South Pole saw him off as far as the Unicorn Cliff. "Where shall I go now? I've got no relatives. I'm like a bird without a branch to roost on," he wondered as he said farewell to the immortal, but then he remembered. "I have a sworn brother, Song Yiren, at Zhaoge, whom I can go to see. Perhaps he'll take me in." He rode on a dust cloud and soon reached the Song village, about 35 li south of Zhaoge. He found Song Yiren's residence the same as before, but he no longer recognized the people there. He approached the gate. "Is your master in?" he asked. "May I know your name?" requested the gatekeeper. "Just tell your master that Jiang Ziya, his old friend, has come to visit him." Hearing that it was Jiang Ziya, Song Yiren put aside his account book and came out to meet him. The two friends walked arm in arm into the hall, exchanged greetings, and then sat down. "Brother," cried Song Yiren, "I haven't heard from you for decades, but I'm always thinking of you. I'm overjoyed to meet you again today. After leaving you, I hoped to sever myself from the world and become a supernatural being, but I'm ill-fated and couldn't make it. I'm really delighted to see you, too." Before lunch was prepared, Song Yiren asked, "Do you take meat or only vegetables? Since I'm a Taoist, how could I drink wine or eat meat? I only eat vegetables. Wine's made of precious essences, and I've heard that immortals drink too at the Longevity Peach Banquet. There's no harm in drinking just a little." Song Yire urged. "You're right, brother. I'll do as you say." While they were drinking, Song Yiren asked, "How long have you been on Mount Kunlun?" 40 years. How time flies," sighed Song Yiren. "What have you learned there?" "I've learned a lot: to carry water, to water the pine trees, to plant peach trees, to tend the fire, and to fan furnaces and refine elixirs. These are tasks for servants not worth mentioning. You should start a business or something. You don't want to go back to the monastery, do you? You may stay here with me, so don't look anywhere else for a place to live." Song Yiren suggested warmly. "Thank you, brother. There's been a saying since ancient times. There are 3 unfilial acts, and the most serious one is to have no sons to continue the family line. As your brother, it's now my duty to find you a wife." Song Yiren added. Jiang Ziya waved his hand at this in disapproval. "I need to think it over." Early the next morning, Song Yiren rode a donkey to see Ma Hong, a squire in Ma village, about the marriage. Ma Hong came out to meet him and showed him into the hall. "What wind has blown you here today?" Ma Hong asked. "I'm here as a matchmaker for your daughter." Ma Hong was delighted. "Who is it, nephew?" "He's my intimate friend, a native of Xuzhou in the East Sea District." Song replied. "His name is Jiang Sheng. He's also known as Jiang Ziya or Jiang Fei Xiong, the Flying Bear. It would be an excellent match. With you as matchmaker, there can be no mistake," Ma Hong said with satisfaction. Song Yiren immediately offered him 4 silver ingots as a betrothal gift, and the latter ordered a sumptuous banquet to entertain him. When Song returned home in the afternoon, he met Jiang Ziya in the doorway. "Where have you been, brother?" Jiang Ziya asked. "I must congratulate you." "On what?" "TV arranged a marriage for you. An ideal match. But it's not an auspicious day today." Jiang Ziya objected. "Forget about it. Heaven blesses a good man." "Which family is she from?" "She's Ma Hong's daughter. Well educated. At 68 she's still a virgin." Song Yiren told Jiang Ziya. As they drank, Song said, "We must choose a lucky date for your wedding. I'll never forget your kind regard for me." Jiang said gratefully. An auspicious day was selected for the marriage. Song Yiren invited relatives, friends, and neighbors to attend the wedding feast. The bride was 68 years old, and the bridegroom 72. Though married, Jiang Ziya's mind was still on Mount Kunlun. He had failed to attain the way, and thus failed to become an immortal. He was unhappy and had no interest at all in his family life. Madame Ma didn't know what was on his mind, thinking only that Jiang was impotent and useless. "Is Song Yiren one of your cousins?" she asked Jiang Ziya one day. "Oh, no. He's my sworn brother." "Is that so?" "Even if he were your brother, the present situation, much like a banquet, can't last long. Now we can live a life of ease under his patronage. But what would we do if he passed away? As the saying goes, a person born into this world must be independent and support himself. I advise you to do some business so that we can cope with any calamity that might befall us in the future." "You're right, wife. What kind of business can you do?" "At 32 I went to Mount Kunlun and know nothing of business. All I can do is make rakes," Jiang Ziya said despondently. "Oh. Okay. Then let's do that. The back garden's full of bamboo. We can cut some down, use the bamboo splints to weave rakes, and then sell them at Jiaoge to make a bit of money." Business is business, no matter what the scale. Madame Ma said with delight. Jiang Ziya did as his wife suggested. He cut the bamboo and made 2 loads of bamboo rakes. Carrying them on a shoulder pole, he went to Jiaoge to sell them, but much to his annoyance, he didn't sell a single rake all day. As dusk fell, he decided to go home. He had to walk 35 li to get home. He came back to the Song village, tired and hungry, his shoulders sore and swollen under the heavy load. Madame Ma met him at the doorway and noticed that both baskets were still full. She was about to question him when Jiang Ziya pointed at her and complained. "You're no worthy wife. You're afraid of my being die at home and send me to sell bamboo rakes. But there can be no doubt that the people of Jiaoge don't use rakes. Otherwise, how could I have failed to sell a single one all day? Everybody uses rakes. Why don't you admit you don't know how to sell them, instead of grumbling at me?" Madame Ma retorted. Husband and wife soon began to exchange insults. Hearing their raised voices, Song Yiran rushed over. "Brother, what are you quarreling about?" When Jiang Ziya told him the whole story, he comforted them. "Don't worry. I could easily support 40 people. There's no need for you to do business. It's so very kind of you, but we can't be dependent on you for the rest of our lives. We should be self-reliant." Madame Ma argued. "You may be right, but you'd better give up selling bamboo rakes. We've got so much wheat in our barn that it's beginning to sprout. You can tell the young servants to grind it into flour and my brother can sell it in the market. Selling flour's much better than selling bamboo rakes." Song Yiran proposed. Jiang Ziya thus put the rakes aside, and the next day, after the servants finished grinding the wheat, he carried the flour to Jiaoge. He went to the market at each of the 4 gates of the capital, but nobody came to him.